Daddy Mac. Dan's 30 years got our way, trading life and markets every day. Rusty's chained to the mines, digging deep day by day. But when Option Omega releases new features, he's free to come out and play. Option Omega, you're trading home, where every move makes you feel less alone.
Good morning, Vietnam, as they say.
I like that. Good morning, Vietnam.
Hope you guys are doing well. Dan, you doing okay?
Yeah, doing good. In the South here, we've got a little cooler weather.
We do.
There's always the hope. See, in Chicago, we have cooler weather in the morning, and there's not as much hope because it's not going to pull a southern where, okay, we're 45 or whatever the number is. We're going to hit 65 in the afternoon, which to me was always just like a pipe dream in Chicago. I thought, wouldn't that be cool? Like, and which is at least the hope in the South. But what's Knoxville like today, Troy?
It's warming up a little bit. It's probably 40 this morning, 45.
Yeah.
But listen, Dan, I have to get straight to it. For those who have traveled before, so I'm going on vacation. Not going to tell you where, because all the Option Megan, I'm trying to think of the Hulkamania, Option Omeganacs, they'll be coming searching for me. So I'm not going to tell you where, but I will tell you it's in Big Sur, California. So I'm going to Big Sur. Tomorrow, I've just got to get on the airplane before they close all airspace, Dan. That's my great fear with this government shutdown. Is just they close every airspace.
They close the airspace.
I'm fine. I'm fine once I get there, them closing the airspace. I can drive back.
Absolutely. See, people, I don't know if they realize that last statement, right? I could drive back. That's Troy. Troy literally means that. You would drive from California over to Tennessee. You would enjoy it.
I do like driving. It's a weird thing.
It's peaceful.
So yes, that's right, Abash. I will continue to troll the show and show up at various times.
Your trolls are unique. Your
yes,
trolls are unique.
Absolutely. But remember, that will be, I think, 5:45. So listen, I think but more important than that, I've got so much I've got to get done today. My wife, we have a chore list. I have a list of things I was like, well, honey, I run a business. None of that matters. The chores are the most important thing this morning. I understand that too. We have to get some stuff done. One of the things we have to get.
Did you pack all your Beach Boys t-shirts?
Nothing is packed yet, Dan.
Okay.
This is a week trip. Nothing is packed. Now that's not unusual for me. I can go pretty well. You've seen, I can do a small travel trip, but the biggest thing is, Dan, we have too much crap at our house, and I mean that literally. We have a septic tank that one of my chores is the septic tank has to be cleared today. Now, am I doing that? No, I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not doing that. But here's the thing, fam, and that's the only time I'll ever say fam, because this is all fake. This is the internet. You're not my family. I wish you best, but you're not my family. The septic truck is going to be here any minute. And basically when the septic truck comes, I think I might, when the septic truck comes, I might have to pull out just for a second, but I'm going to be back in, hopefully. But we'll see what happens. My wife just pulled in, and I don't think that's going to change anything. I think if I told her, hey, will you deal with the septic? She'd say, absolutely not. So anyway, that's about me, Dan. That's too much about me.
Troy, can we agree that if there's anybody, we always complain about when people come over the house to fix something, the cost. But when you're dealing with septic, right? Hey, in a way, they're worth it. It's like, do
Do
you
it
really
right.
want to deal with that?
Yeah, you don't want to go with a sub-tier septic system.
No.
I'll promise you that.
So,
And Dan, listen, there's some the first couple of years we lived out here. So we live in the country a little bit. It's
Yeah.
we're 10 minutes from downtown Knoxville, but we live in the country. The first couple times we had a septic people come out, they will try to upsell you, because we had just the big Knoxville plumber people.
Yeah.
Not gonna say who, but
is
I
this
think
it?
we might. Oh boy, fellas. So listen, I think this is going to be fun. They are here. Dan, if you want to talk amongst yourself with the people for just a
Sure.
second.
Can you ask the guy if he'd like to get in? I'd like to ask some septic questions if he's got a minute. If he can.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure they would love nothing more. Be like, hey, you're on a YouTube show. They're pulling in right now.
Yeah.
Are you leaving? Okay. My wife is here to help. So the show continues, everybody.
Wow.
Shout out the kids and the wife. Everybody, this is just you're getting the full thing. You're getting the full thing this morning. This is a family-run business. So anyway, so Dan, last night, I was sitting by a bonfire with some fellas.
Yeah.
And we were looking, they're talking about blah, 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 whatever dudes talk about. And I saw market down 50.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had some puts. I had some ES puts, and I sold some of them.
Wonderful. That's the beauty of the ES. Yeah.
So it made me think about this, Dan. I have a weird thing. I'm in a weird spot because I'm going to be gone for a week. I completely trust automation, but I'm shutting down a lot of trades. I've got a couple that I'm going to keep automating just because I don't care. They're longer dated, and I don't care.
Dated, I was just going to say.
Yeah. So but Dan, one of the things that I've noticed, this type of environment is really weird right now, I feel like. And, you have a day where we were down 50 and we were back to, right now we're back to up 350. Okay.
Yeah. Near the high.
But Dan, we should be ripping.
Ripping down or
up? Ripping up. I would think normally in this environment, you're not going to just have an unchanged day by the end of the day. That'd be my guess.
Yes. Yeah.
But I have a feeling that a lot of people who try to put a rick on or something, they're going to get burned early.
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of those days you have to let it develop a little bit, Dan.
I agree with you. And I think you brought up a good point. It's like, especially in whippy markets, which I would think it would continue, we'll have some whippiness through the end of the year. They have the ability to come in, wouldn't you say, before the market or in the evening. And we have folk who do that. I think it's important to have something. In SPX, am I right? The only one in SPX, you could use interactive brokers, which is decent, I heard. After hours, Schwab, I don't hear much positive on that, but you can get halfway decent fills, but nothing compares to the fact that you can go into the E-mini and, trade at dinner time, sell at the highs, or like you said, you got out of some option. So you did you bought the puts in the E-minis, right?
Yeah, I had puts in the E-minis, and they were 50 points in the money at that point. And so one of the things yesterday, I try to self-diagnose my trading on days like this because I do pride myself being able to be good at these type of days. I left a lot of money on the table, and I'll tell you why, Dan, is Monday night, I bought a bunch of puts. The action was weird, so I was hedging because I had some DCs that I knew were going to get hurt if it dumped. So intuition, whatever. I'm not saying do it, just my own style.
Experience.
So I hedged a little bit, and it worked out really well. But here's the problem. I should have closed them. There's a hard thing when you're long gamma. It's when do you close these positions? You know what I mean?
That's the tough part because when you're long gamma and you're getting short deltas down there, do you let it go and go for the homer? Or, can you scale out or reduce your deltas a bit Yeah, I don't think there's a right answer. I mean, because sometimes, you know, you could say, oh, it's in hindsight good to scale out a little bit, take some off the table, which is always a good thing. But sometimes, boy, you look at what you leave on the table if you get the big move. But I think from probabilities, you got to sell some, whether it's
You
20%, you got to sell something.
100%, and I did, but man, you think about you get kind of sucked in because, like, we opened down yesterday 80, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that's a pretty big overnight gap, and
absolutely.
you have to expect there's going to be some reflexivity to like it
Yeah.
bouncing a little bit. And that's the part yesterday. I played the rest of the day pretty well, but I really wish I probably would have just taken some risk being long deltas early on. But I have the bad habit with long gamma. Your downfall with this stuff is you end up trying to gamma scalp. I mean, you're just bleeding. You just bleed.
You do. I mean, sometimes you look at the end of a day of gamma scalping and said, if I would have done nothing, I would have been
Lots of
okay.
days. Lots of days of just.
But you said it is weird. I mean, when you think about it, overnight activity took us for the first time in a while. Like if you look at maybe the 8 and the 21 EMA or whatever short-term stuff people look at, we blew through that. We blew through the some of those numbers, and then it just comes right back today, right? And we look like we're going to open above today.
Dan, I'm listening. It's chore day. I'll be 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Hey, Dan, were you in the pit? Can you tell a story about the pit?
I was never in the pits, but I'm going to tell Tom, in the pits. But yeah, on a day like today, the first thing that pops up, because we're going to be up here a bit, we'll see where the VIX, I mean, it says the VIX isn't going to be down that much. So I would think, just my first initial thoughts would be maybe some 0-day iron condor. Would be a possibility, something, and even going a little bit further out, maybe sell a little bit of premium on a day like today. If Troy was just mentioning with the where we'll open up here, maybe relatively unchanged. If VIX is still in the 19 level or around there,
it's going down. It's going to burn so fast.
I agree. What do you got going there in the? Tell us what it looks like market profile.
To your point, yeah. Yesterday, early on in the session, relatively, I think like 8 or 9, we went down to 67.49, 67.48 maybe.
The futures, yeah.
Yeah, that we did not spend much time there though. We almost immediately bounced.
Right.
Now, was that because they elected a socialist in New York during the election? I saw some of that stuff. Could be.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? But whatever it was, there was a bounce back and relatively, unchanged. But here's the thing that's interesting to me, Dan.
Yeah.
We're still kind of at the bottom third of yesterday's range. We spent a lot of time yesterday right here, basically.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really interesting to see because, and I feel like this is a tricky market for this reason, is you basically would like to see it today. You think about this. So this is the beauty of market profile. I actually put some more puts on early in the morning yesterday because this one trick. This right here was Monday's low.
Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, when we were rallying in the morning, we could not get into that range. And that's a really specific type thing for short. That basically is indicating that short-term traders are not, they don't want it to go back into Monday's range. And so they are shorting at very precise levels.
Yeah.
Which is always a term of, that's always you think about retail, basically.
Yeah.
What does retail do? They're all sitting there looking at TradingView all day, and they are trading at specific levels. So people start shorting about right here and selling.
What level is that, Troy?
in the futures, this was 68.50.
Okay.
And so, and then from there, we just kind of went down and spent most of our day, this dark green area right here.
Yeah.
Point of control is what they call that. That's where the most time was spent. So, and we're right back to it this morning. So today's going to be tricky in the sense that if you're going to really get a rally, you really actually need to get back to the 68.50 because that gets you back into the range that we had been at the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if we can't get there, this is the part that's hard. Everything in me says that we're probably going to try today.
Right, I agree. That seems, the easiest course or the
easiest course. We've got VIX to burn off. We've got some,
path of least resistance, it seems. Yeah.
It is. And the fact that we barely spend any time at this low, it would be a weird thing for us to rally back 50 points overnight and then immediately dump again. That would be a surprising development to me.
I agree. I mean, and you would, about the only thing you're thinking, I mean, you would think VIX should lighten up today unless they do the inevitable and they test the low in the futures again. But I don't,
it would be why. I mean, I'm sure you've seen crazier things, Dan, but it just feels like that's not the course of direction today.
Yeah. And Troy, I think you bring up a good point. I mean, sometimes, when you think about just price action, if people would just focus on the last few days, right? I mean, that's what you're really going over, right? Here was you're mentioning lows and highs. You're not going back a week or two, right? Even though there's I'm not saying there's not any.
Yeah, there's data there, but I mean, you don't have to in this case. Just look at the last couple of days.
Yeah, last couple of days, trying to make a little bit of a thesis, but it's good. It's been good range bound, and that's the nice thing. We've had nice range, and that's the nice for folk that you've had nice range bound even since Friday. You've had some range bound stuff. VIX moving around a little bit, nothing major, but decent opportunities. And to me, you still always want to be on the right side of, people focus on being on the right side of the price move a little bit, right? But to me, it's more of a volatility trader like yourself, trying to be on the right side of volatility. But you can use you're using those ranges as opportunities maybe to get some more puts or something like that.
And again, it's the option to make a show where we're talking about back testing and talking about trades a lot. But these are the times where I like to come out and talk about just some other things. Like for me, I switch a lot of my discretionary stuff into ES options during these time frames because you do get overnight moves more.
That's a really good point. Yeah, to do that.
And so go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I bought some ES call spreads for the next couple days and just layered them on because vol's not that, like, you put some spreads on, like, do I think we can rally 150 points in the next 5 days? Yeah, I think we can rally 150 points in the next 5 days. And so to me, it's like, that's just an easy way just to get long deltas without having to overthink it.
Yeah.
But you're right, Dan. I mean, like, the hard thing for me is at 19 today. Yesterday I would not have felt great going long theta a lot.
Yeah.
Personally, today I feel much better about that just because I think the vol's going to probably come down today if there's no movement.
Yeah. And Troy, what do you think about, I was just thinking about this, in back testing, Matt's done a great job on this with the reverse iron condors. And over time, if you're going to test a RIC, because of the way the market moves, probably want to lean a little bit long, right? A higher delta maybe in your call than your put, right? But in a time like this, where the ranges are picking up, do you ever, it's how I look at it short term. If I'm looking at, you think these big candles will you'll have some continuance of this, and you have some catalyst maybe in the market. If you're doing a reverse iron condor, a shorter term, in this type of an environment, will you ever just trade it discretionary to go along with what you're saying on a long gamma thing? If we go up, sometimes just sell one side of it, sell the call side. If it goes down, sell the put side, something like that. Do you ever use that type of, for some people who might say, Troy's bought some puts when it goes up. I'm not as comfortable just doing one side. At least a reverse iron condor gives you that opportunity to, hey, doesn't matter which way it goes. You just need to believe that either there's a catalyst coming up, maybe a news event, or you think the candles in the range of the market will continue. And you can use that as kind of either a hedge, number one, or number two, a scalping device. Do you do that much at all, or a little bit?
I need to more, honestly. I mean, that's something that you taught me a long time ago, and it's the part Rusty and I talk a lot about this. I'm a broken person in the sense that I really struggle with credit spreads as a concept. I mean, I think I understand credit spreads as a concept, but just the emotional part of it for me, it's so funny. But what's funny is, Dan, I mean, we've talked about it where, like, I remember early on you saying something similar about RICs. Of like, for you, it's the opposite of like, I'm allergic to buying premium, And
Sure.
I think it's a lot of it's emotional. Like a lot of it's like the kind of personality, I think.
No, and I agree with you. But let me ask you something. Let's just speak like you said, and I agree with you. Credit spreads can be either, it's like broccoli. You like them or you don't like it. But if you're thinking more directional with credit spreads, one way, have you ever looked at more, okay, you're going to do them more at the money, a higher delta. That would be using credit spreads more directional, get the risk reward maybe closer to 1-to-1. So like, let's say we open up here and we're in the upper end of the range here overnight, the 6803, 6804 in the futures. If you sold like the at the money call, right? And you buy whatever, 10, 20 points away, you're going to get a more formidable risk reward. You agree? And you're going to get a better credit. You're giving up probability, but you're not in it for probability, right? You're in it for, maybe take advantage of the vols a little bit higher and selling at the money. Would that be an easier transition for you? Troy,
I'm not opposed to. Yeah, I'm muted. I'm not opposed to it at all. I mean, you look at something like this, and it's like, why not do that if you're long the market instead of just buying a call? And I really don't have a good answer for that. I mean, I think that's something as simple as just like a 10 wide or a 5 wide or something like that.
At the money, very, very low risk reward.
It is. And, you could even go out. I mean, you could even do something, I bet, it's a pretty good risk reward. I mean, like I'm not against it at all, Dan. It's one of those things I just kind of have to get used to it.
Yeah. Or just or instead of the call credit spread at the money, you can buy the put. If the credits don't sit well, buying at the money put, sell 10 points or 15 points, 10 points underneath even. The nice thing for people when you're doing the verticals, you're really not going to get stung much with volatility because you're long, especially on a $6,000 vehicle, 10 wide, I think that makes sense, right? It's a lot easier.
It really does. I mean, Dan, you're the voice of wisdom in this stuff because it just.
I don't know about that, but
no. I mean, I think it just you're playing probabilities, and I think you don't have to be like a crazy Han Solo shooter type guy.
No, but I think the way you're doing, but again, I think it's skill set, the way you're not just shooting, right? You're kind of picking your points to buy puts, right? Either when the vols are low or you smell blood in the water, but you'd
like to think there's a system.
It makes sense. But I think there were, the reverse iron condors, I just think as a general strategy is a really, really, I've got more in love with it since you guys started, over the last year or two, as you guys have been doing it. In the pits, we were doing more ratio back spreads. But those are only really good in a portfolio margin account, or short time spreads. We would do a lot of those too. But they stink in a Reg T account because the yields are too low. So, but I think the reverse iron condor is a wonderful strategy. So many so many uses of it, because you can use it as a hedging tool. You could use it as a standalone, and it's just, but it's still, for a lot of people coming from the world of positive theta, you've got a big negative theta staring you in the eyeballs. And if it doesn't move for a day or two, you can be down 40% before you can sneeze, right? So it just takes time, like any of this stuff. It takes time to get used to. Anyway,
I think, Dan, I mean, listen, if you're someone who always said you sell condors and you say this thing's moving all over the place, like way too much movement in the market. And you see this sometimes. You see people who are kind of new to selling premium. They say, oh, this ain't a great market for it. It's moving too much. There's a trick you can do to actually make the market move less. And what you do is you buy a reverse iron condor, because suddenly your whole perspective will shift and you'll say, this market's not moving at all. Well, that's the funny thing about how these things work when you're watching against your position.
Troy, you said a wonderful thing. If someone says, there's no way I would do an iron condor today. Well, if there's no way you do an iron condor at a certain duration, flip it, right?
That's exactly right.
But the other thing is this: if someone says, you know what, I normally do a 15-day or a 10-day, whatever your duration is in a trade, I wouldn't do it. You're right. You have two choices. One, flip it, right? And do the opposite. But number two, get a little more duration, right? Like you said, you made a good point at the beginning of the show. Hey, I'm going to Big Sur. Is that what it's called? Big Sur?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And you said, a lot of my DCs, I probably maybe might stop them from going. But some of my longer term, I'll let go, right? Because the negative gamma is so low, those are fine, right? Those are going to cause you, like you said, they're going to move a lot slower. Even if we have a 70, 80 point move, those are going to, you got to keep an eye on the 2-day DCs or 1 day or 3 day.
Right.
And
that's right.
And you're talking, so when you're saying, Troy, hey, the ones I'll leave on, you're talking maybe, would you say 8-9 days and further?
923s.
920, yeah.
923s, and then I've got some 12-day stuff.
Yeah, and I think, other than size is such an important concept in the world of, planned capital, whatever you want to call it, on which you're doing trades. I think that's very important. But I think duration is too, right? If it's like a day where vols are high and maybe the market hasn't stabilized yet because the vols are high because the market's going down, and you're saying, I'm a little concerned about this. Get a little duration, right? Because then your gamma goes just about to -0, right? So you can handle a big move. But I always think, and again, this has been nothing, right? 1920 volatility is nothing, right? That we're going to seriously even do a 3-4% down move. We need to get the VIX into the mid-20s, and that's why I think, you be careful here. You don't just, okay, we're at 18, 19, sell the daylights out I mean,
Oh yeah.
come on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
exactly right.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, listen. Speaking of a stinky situation, we got some stuff over here I got to deal with this morning. So,
Oh boy.
guys, Matt and Dan will lead you to paradise the next couple days. Um, who knows? I might show up at 5:45 in the morning. We'll see what happens.
I love it.
But if not, I hope you guys have a great rest of your trading week and next week. And we will be back. Dan will be back on tomorrow with Matt. So be safe out there. You know, if I gave one non-financial advice, just some financial entertainment, you don't have to do anything the first hour. You could really just watch it if you want.
As they say, patience, amigo.